You share some memories of Anime Impulse. Yeah, okay, I said I'd do that. Let's do this. I had like 2 different people who came into the room that like seemed like super ready to fight. And I always started like, I always made sure that whenever people were coming in, I was like ready with like either this or this ready to go. And so like, yeah, I always like seemed to like make them pause. They'd be like coming in full of energy, sure of what they were going to say. And then they'd see me like, as they put their headphones on and they'd just freeze. So that was a good way to disarm people. They instantly like started feeling feels and they were like, hi Fu-chan. And that was one thing I like to do as well, because obviously when people were on the way out, they had to like take off their headphones, put them down, and then like go collect their stuff and like leave. And probably like 9 out of 10 people, as they grabbed their stuff and were like heading out of the booth, would then also like turn around and like give me a wave or a smile or something. And so when they did that, I was always just ready for them as well. And I'd be like, because obviously they can't hear you. They've got the headphones off. So it was just like body waving to say goodbye. It was always nice to see that reaction. Like when they turn around and they wave and they're not expecting to see anything other than me standing there and they see me essentially waving to them. There was like always a moment of like, like that moment of them opening their mouth wide and being like, oh, that's so sweet, before they turn away. So that was really nice. It was even more funny that way when I would like have that ready and then they wouldn't look back. So I'd just be standing there like, okay. But yeah, 9 out of 10 of them turned around, were like really excited when they saw that as they left. The ones that didn't turn around, I was like, oh, okay. I'm sorry. You don't have to be sorry. It's just really fucking funny. Me and Noctyx were like in a group call the whole time, but muted. And so every time we got a break, Sunny didn't get a break the whole way through, because Sunny's ones ran over time so much that he just didn't get a break the whole way through until right at the end, before we did the Q&A panel. But yeah, the rest of us, like every time we got a break, we'd like unmute on that, undeafen ourselves and just chat a little bit. And like everybody was super emotional. It was so gut-wrenching seeing all these adorable fans come in and be so nice to us, having spent money just to be there, and some people having traveled from so far. Oh, it blew our minds when we had people like coming from Japan, from China, from Hawaii, from all over the goddamn world, just to be there for like the 5 to 10 minutes that they could get. It was so sweet. Did you cry? No, I didn't cry. It just got like emotional to the point where it was like, how to put it? It suddenly felt a lot more real. Because when it's doing something like this, like just talking into a microphone in front of a computer, like it doesn't really feel like much other than just me talking to myself. And that's kind of the way I like it. But yeah, when it comes to in-person events, like I've already now done, I guess 4th actually, because I did 2 with Uki, and then I did 1 with Zaya, and then this one was technically the 4th. But yeah, like anytime you get to see a crowd in front of you, like they always give us cameras to look out into the crowd as well while we're live, and it's so nice to be able to actually see real people in the crowd. I've been really blessed with that. I'm one of the people who probably has the most convention appearances so far. It's really sweet. I don't know how I've gotten so lucky for that. If I were to go to a meet and greet, I'd be stunned silent the entire time. I didn't hear anyone who did that, thankfully. I definitely did have like 2 to 3 people who like got in, clearly lost what they were going to say. One of them had a full 3 minutes as well. And so for like the first minute and a half, it was just a full on, like they got into the room and they were like, hi, Fu-chan. Oh, I'm sorry. I had so much to say. I just, It was like that for like a solid 45 seconds before they got everything together. But no, it was so cute. And then, yeah, they managed to find their confidence and we just had like a normal conversation. But it seemed like everyone I met up with, there was only like 1 or 2 people that clearly didn't feel like they got enough time, which felt really bad. And they didn't say anything about it, but you could see like the disappointment on their faces when they were like tapped on the shoulder and like told they were out of time. That was kind of heartbreaking. But other than that, everybody like there were clearly people who had come to these kind of events before that just immediately jumped in and we just knew exactly what they wanted to say. It was so sweet. And just like rapid fired like 12 sentences in a row before letting you respond at all. That shit's so nice. Whereas other people, yeah, they get in and yeah, by the time they've done 3 sentences, it's already time to be up and it's like, oh man, that's so sad. If anybody hadn't seen it, like there was this adorable Briskadet who showed up and he came to see all 4 of us, like one by one. He had a meet and greet ticket for all of us. So yeah, when they came into my one, like I was immediately like, oh, it's the VSF, get down. And they like pulled out their gun and were like, hey, look at all. And I was like, ah. There was also another funny moment where someone did manage to get tickets, but they were too shy to go in. So they sent their sister. And I remember having the conversation with this Comfydant Sister where the Comfydant Sister basically said to me, yeah, they said I'd really like your content because we're into similar things. But I don't know. I'm not sure if I'll ever like VTubers. And I was like, oh, cool. I'm glad your sibling likes them. I hope they have a great day. And the sister was just like, yeah. So what's your favorite game? And I was just like, I don't know. Breath of the Wild, I guess. They were like, oh, okay. Thanks. And then they left. It was like a very awkward kind of thing of like, was that supposed to be a sell? Was I supposed to be trying to get the sister into VTubers or to become a Comfydant? Meanwhile, the sister was clearly like judging me as well. Like, is this person actually interesting? Why does my sibling like this person so much? You got interviewed? Yeah, exactly. And I think I failed the interview, which is the even funnier thing. They probably went back to their sibling and were just like, that guy's boring as hell, but he said he hopes you have a wonderful day. Here's the picture. That was really fucking funny, man. Oh man, my favorite is the person who made a Legatus 505 webtoon. That was mind-blowing because I'd actually known that person from some of their fan art before, and they're in the chat right now. But yeah, the fact that they managed to get in and for 5 solid minutes just like whipped out that webtoon, which was so beautiful, and just showed me it page by page, panel by panel, but without text. Showed me like how hard they'd worked on it. I was so mind blown by that. That was so sweet, and it was such good art. It's so beautiful. So I was mind blown by that. Oh man, that's what I mean as well. It's like we were being given gifts as well. They're awesome. They are, yeah. Funniest thing that happened before we even got into Anime Impulse. So we had a person who was teaching us how to use everything, who was like introducing us to everything, getting us set up for our booths that we were in. And all of Noctyx were there, and some of Etheria were there while it was being set up. And I had to disappear to take a bathroom break. And when I came back and put my headphones on at exactly the moment to hear the person who was setting us up say, you can't tell Fu-chan this. You have to hide this from Fu-chan. So I'm like frozen in place, like, should I leave? Should I hide? Should I come back? And they just get out their phone and like flash the back of their phone to the camera. And it's just one of my Polaroids on the back of their phone. And they showed this to all of Noctyx, and Noctyx started laughing. And I was still muted at the point, so even though I was laughing, they didn't hear it. And then the other ones got called into their different meetings, so it was just like Sunny, our handler, and me in the room, and I just pretended to be offline that whole time. So yeah, it turned out they were a Comfydant. But yeah, I was just like frozen there in silence, pretending I wasn't there, muted, while Sunny had to have a very funny conversation about like Comfydant stuff. So that was a really cute moment. And then we got taken over to the other area, and it turned out they were the one who was setting me up anyway. Like, other people had gotten other people, but that original handler was setting up me as well. They were like, oh yeah, I really like your content. And I couldn't help it. Like, as soon as they said I really like your content, I was like, yeah, I know, I saw the back of your phone. And they just like froze and went silent. I was like, yeah, sorry, I was there for that part. I was like really embarrassing for them, but really cute. But yeah, that was a lot of fun finding out like one of the main people at Anime Impulse was a Comfydant. There was someone who immediately upon leaving my booth, they didn't just like cry, but somebody who, as soon as they left the booth, was like, ah, kind of noise, scream, and we could hear it all the way on our microphones inside. I remember just being to my handler like, was that the one who was just in here? And then being like, yep. Like just looking outside the tent and being like, yeah. That was really cute. That was so adorable. It's hard not to cry after. It was really emotional. Like it definitely, like the first one or two we did, like it was like super hard. Every goodbye. It was like, oh, that was so sweet. How am I supposed to be ready for the next one? And then, yeah, by the end of the day, it was just like, that's why I think we were so supercharged by the end of the day. The Noctyx just hung out even after an 8-hour day for like another hour and a half later, just chatting, sharing stories. Because we were just like so full of love at that point, so energized. Oh man, it was hard to like, yeah, be like, okay, no, back to normal life. And I hope we get to do way more meet and greets in the future, or just events in general. Like the Q&A was so much fun as well. I just wish they could have made it longer. Like I wish we could have done a Q&A, like the in-person Q&A was great, but like for maybe 3 hours instead of 1, and just see who survives it. See who survives it essentially, but let like a good like quarter of the crowd get to ask questions each. That would be amazing. It was so much fun bouncing off of all the Noctyx and having fun with everyone. Is that a challenge, Fu-chan? I mean, you guys are pretty well trained for that already. We do like 5 to 6 hour streams on the average. So I think we'd be fine. But I mean, yeah, I think it's more like the staff at the convention would be like, would you please get out? We agreed to do a meet and greet for 1 hour. You've been here for 3 hours. It'd be that kind of thing. Are you drunk, Mr. Fu? No, you need to watch my stream yesterday to see drunk Mr. Fu. That is the only time I've been that drunk on stream. Even then, I think I'm quite eloquent, but you can definitely hear when I'm drunk. 100%. Yeah, no worries. Fu-chan, I've forgotten how to say Happy New Year right now. God, I'm too far. Xin Yan Kuai-la. God damn, my brain. Happy New Year. Xin Yan Kuai-la. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for being here. I have forgotten one of the things that I have said like 100 times in the last 2 days. Oh my God.